Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Life is Strange Before the Storm. To recap where we left off last time, well, a lot of things happened. Most importantly, Rachel got stabbed by Damon Merrick as we were trying to chase down a lead that would lead to Sarah, who is her birth mother. And we also had an altercation with Elliot, who turns out to be way more clingy and not right in the head than we past thought. But now we're back at the old mill house, and we saw blood outside of Frank's trailer, so we're thinking that he did get wounded in the fight with Damon as he was trying to hold him off from attacking us further. So now we just need to look for Sarah.
I'm sure Sarah and Damon are here. I've just got to find them.
Don't mess with Damon Merrick. Oh.
Don't tell me what to do.
That guy's dangerous.
Glad to see the bone made it. No more beer. No more time. I've got to keep moving.
Maybe this is the phone Damon was using. You gotta believe me, I'm not a goddamn snitch. Who the fuck told you that? Ah, so yeah. Right after we told Sheldon he was a snitch, I guess Damon confronted him immediately.
Frank's couch is toast.
I think this is where we met Frank for the first time, yeah, as we stepped into the mill house. Okay. So if they're not in this first part, they might be, yep, back here.
Shh. Everything's going to be just fine. Just a little longer, and all your troubles are going bye-bye.
What the fuck?
I just want to meet my daughter. Can't you understand why?
Is he trying to get her to use again?
Jesus. So that's what he's worried about. Can't let the public know the mother of his daughter is some junkie.
I just want to see her. You don't have to.
Shut up. James Amber wants you out of the picture, so that's what's going to happen.
This is so messed up.
So that is
After
what
all,
he paid Damon to do.
No one believes a junkie.
Oh no!
He said you've been sober a year.
That's terrible.
Respect.
That's actually really terrible.
It's
She's
hard to kick this shit.
like she's been rehabilitated, and
You
yet he's
can do this.
trying to get her to being back to being a user.
Damon.
What the hell are you doing here?
I've got your money right here. The money James owes you.
How the fuck do you...
Run!
No one has to know. Just let her go, and I won't say.
Jesus.
No!
Talking's over.
Leave her alone!
Shut up. What the fuck?
Oh no. That's the phone that she was using while posing as
You
James.
boosted the DA's shit? Got my money? Burned the evidence? All that?
I'm just trying to help.
Get away from her!
I said shut the fuck up!
She really does look like Rachel. Oh god.
Go to your fucking happy place.
Oh no, he stuck her. No, shit.
Let this be a lesson, kid. Make good life choices, or you'll end up like her.
That's awfully
Now,
terrible.
What do I do with...
Damon! What did you do?
Oh shit, he did get stabbed.
I fucked you up good, didn't I? Guess you really don't know when to quit. Glad to see you back on your feet.
Chloe.
Frank?
You don't really want to do this again, do you? Okay. Then I don't want to do this again. Come on, man.
Fuck you.
Right to the head. Oh god.
Sarah. Rachel. Your daughter. She...
Man, this whole situation is just so bad. Man, what have we got ourselves into now?
Sarah?
Chloe Price.
Oh shit, it's over.
Where's Frank? Or Damon?
Your friend, Frank, took care of Damon. You don't need to worry about them right now.
Oh, did he
Sit.
kill Damon?
Sarah. Are you okay?
We need to talk about what happened.
I am so sorry for...
Rachel can never know.
About
What
being
exactly can't Rachel
introduced
know?
to drugs again?
What James did. Hiring that thug. Shooting me up with...
He's a piece of shit. And I promise that...
Rachel can never know.
I feel like she's trying to take the moral high ground and say that she doesn't want to ruin Rachel's relationship with her father, even though he's done terrible things.
Tell me why. Doesn't she deserve to know what her father did?
No. Rachel deserves a loving father. A
Wow.
father who cares for her.
James is a liar.
James is a desperate man who loves his daughter. And she loves him.
That is seriously
Tell
really
her what
mature for her to
happened
say
here.
this. Holy crap.
And you'll take that away from her. Forever.
Well, she deserves to meet you, for sure.
And just what is James protecting her from? You? She wants to meet you, Sarah.
No, she doesn't. She wants to meet her mother. I can never be that for her.
Why are you saying all this?
Because James is right. He's taken something from me that I might not ever get back. But he's right. I'm broken.
No. You're not broken, you're strong.
No. You're not.
You went to rehab, got clean for a year, stopped
You're
having to rely on
stronger
the
than you
checks that James
realize.
was sending you.
You don't know anything about me.
That takes a lot of willpower.
Rachel needs you. I know loss.
Well, since we are on the topic of parents,
I lost my father 2 years ago.
How?
Car accident. He was picking up my mother from the grocery store, and a truck ran a red light, and that was it.
I'm sorry. You don't know what this is to me. every pain, every fear. Gone. No more sadness, no more grief. Why would anyone not want to feel that way? Ever.
Rachel needs you.
I don't know anything about addiction, but I know what it's like to be needed by someone. It gives you strength you never knew you had. Rachel needs you.
Rachel needs her family.
I recognize I might not know what the fuck I'm talking about here, but I wish you could know how amazing Rachel is.
I know.
She's fearless. She's brilliant and talented. And she feels so much. She's so strong.
She's had a good life. Raised in a loving home, given opportunities I could never give her.
At least talk to her. She's felt like something's been missing her whole life. She told me so. That something was you.
She didn't miss anything. She has a perfect family.
They are far from perfect, yeah.
Even without all this shit, the Ambers are far from perfect. James is an elitist asshole, and Rose lets him walk all over her.
Maybe. What Rachel needs, though, is not to have her father taken away from her.
He doesn't
It's
deserve...
not about James. It's not about me, and it's not about you. It's about Rachel. Tell her what James did, and you'll be killing him for her. You understand that, don't you? You lost your father. Do you really want to put Rachel through that?
So this sounds like probably the highlight dilemma of this episode, whether or not we take heed to Sarah's words and tell Rachel what her father did. Remember your letter.
The worst mistake you ever made was giving Rachel up. That's what you said in your letter to her.
You read that.
You don't have to make the same mistake twice.
Nothing can change the mistakes I made. I'll never get to be Rachel's mother. Not really. But there's one thing I can still do for her. The only thing I can do.
And what's
Let
that?
me give her the father she deserves. The one who raised her, protected her. The one who loves her more than anything. You can do whatever you want, Chloe. You have the power. What you have to decide is whether you're going to protect Rachel or cause her even more hurt. So please, tell her I was never here. Let her have what peace she can without me.
Man, this is just so
Wait.
sad. Well, choosing option D, I'll take care of her. We'll probably let Sarah know that she's okay to leave. But I don't think we should give up on this so easily.
Don't go, Sarah.
I'm done here. Goodbye, Chloe.
Man, everything is terrible. Everything is so fucking terrible. And now we're back at the hospital. They even brought her nightlight.
Hello?
Hi, Chloe. Rachel's just fallen asleep.
I know she'll be thrilled to see you when she wakes up. Maybe come back a little later.
Hey.
Oh,
Go back
or
to
now.
sleep, kiddo. You need your rest.
Can I talk to Chloe? Alone? For a minute?
Okay, sweetie. We'll be right outside.
How are you feeling? Like I got stabbed? Doc says there'll be a 6 scar. Maybe a tattoo is in order. Fuck yeah. We never actually escaped, did we? We've got time. All the time in the world. So, how did everything go?
Here it comes, whether we tell her the truth or not.
Rachel, I've got to tell you something.
Or maybe we don't have that choice, and she's gonna tell her the truth. Oh, okay. This is... If we tell Rachel everything, she will lose James, possibly forever. In this moment, this horrible encounter with Damon that left her hospitalized, that could be like a crucible for her to realize just how much her parents love her. And her stepmother, Rose, even though she's not, you know, Rachel's birth mother, still loves her unconditionally. And that there is a future with her parents. But if we tell her the truth, she's going to lose that and possibly just make her last days just unbelievably miserable. And it might even take her away from Chloe. Sometimes you have to lie, I suppose. And this goes back to what Chloe's father said to her recently, how it's implied that there were some things that he lied in order to hide, in order to protect Chloe. And it's something that we all do. Absolutely. Every one of us lies, possibly every day. Whether it's something small or something major. And while the reason we lie may not always be, you know, well-intentioned, you know, we do lie. Man, this is gonna be really hard, but I think I'm gonna go with option D. She really needs to have her family right now.
Hey. What's wrong? I failed you. I couldn't find her. I'm so sorry.
Funny. You seemed so confident. I really thought you'd find her.
Yeah. Me too.
Ouch.
Maybe we can try tomorrow. Maybe she hasn't left town yet.
Of course. I know wherever she is, she loves you very much.
And what really sucks about this
How
moment is that
do you
Chloe
know
actually told the
that?
truth. She actually did move heaven and earth to find Sarah, and she just has to lie now.
Because why should she be any different from the rest of us?
All the devils are here and before the storm. Alright, and we're back at the Amber house. Looks like everything is fine. Maybe Frank did kill Damon. Holy shit. He's got the knife. And like a bloody photo inside that box. Pouring one out for his friend. Or so he thought. And he's proposing to her, wow. She said yes. A new beginning for them. And let me guess, Elliot, God. Hey, it's Drew and Mikey. Even he's playing D&D now, that's really cute. Joining in on the nerd action. Nathan. Oh man. And Blackwell's #1 bitch. She's got the car and everything. Rachel's back at school. Aww. Feels like this is the end of the episode. Oh my god, it's all blue now. Yep. Oh, and they're over at Chloe's house. Bravo, bravo. So it looks like right now they're planning on making their getaway. Things might be okay back at home, but they still want to leave. That's a pretty cool outfit that Chloe has. Ah, and we have their two signatures there. Oh, and they got tattoos, wow. I'm surprised she didn't get it on her arm though, where she got stabbed. And that's it, guys. That's the ending of Life is Strange Before the Storm. Wow. What an amazing story, really. Much in vain with what the first game did. This game deals with so many themes and lessons about loss and grief. And like how through it all there's always something better waiting tomorrow. It might be far off and it might be seemingly out of reach, out of grasp, but it's there. It definitely ends a lot different than the first game. I'm personally not a big fan of how the main ending is handled in the first game, but considering what happens to Rachel in the first game and what happens to Chloe, it just seems like one really big tragic tale. And I've had friends, you know, disagree with me about what the real meaning of this game is. I've had some friends say that this game is all about accepting loss, and that having Chloe and Rachel die in the first game is kind of like there are bad endings out there, and that it's all about accepting loss and moving on, even though we fought our hardest and did our best. And I agree with that in a way, because there are bad endings out there. Some people don't live to see the next morning, and sometimes their stories are snuffed out before they really get to blossom. But while this game stands as an excellent one-shot, the fact that it bleeds into the first game and then ends up with such a horrible outcome for two of the main characters of this game is just honestly heartbreaking to me. And the amount of cruelty that Rachel and Chloe have to endure over the course of these two games is just... it's so heartbreaking, and you can't help but wonder, like, what kind of message is this sending to audiences, you know, specifically because we are dealing with a same-sex relationship, you know, two young girls falling in love, and this is a whole nother conversation, but when I first played through the first game, I saw things very differently, and I was actually on the side of Warren, who is kind of like the love interest to Max, but, you know, and I wasn't sure about Chloe and Max, but then the game grew on me and I really saw the power of their relationship. And like, it's okay to tell bad endings for characters regardless of what their ethnicity is, their religion, their sexuality, you know, their gender identity, whatever. But it's important to note that if an outcome in a piece of media fits among a pattern, a larger pattern overall in all sorts of media, then that becomes a problem. And so when we see two young girls in either this game or the first game fall in love and truly love each other, and when I say truly, they really do love each other. It's not just like a high school fling. The chemistry is there. It's like so magnetic. And then to have them not have a happy ending, you know. If maybe this pattern of bad endings for same-sex relationships and couples didn't exist and this game kind of just had a bad ending for the two main characters, then perhaps that would be better. But in a world where, you know, queer characters are being killed off left and right in media, in TV and in movies, and how there's even a trope called bury your gays, you know, where characters are often killed for shock value more than really to tell a compelling narrative. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. You know, I'm a cishet male, so I'm just one perspective, and I didn't really start thinking about this until a lot of people I consider friends or I look up to on Tumblr started to talk about it, because when the first game came out, I was playing alongside a lot of people, a lot of my friends, and a lot of people that I look up to, and as it turns out, a lot of them were queer. Most of them were female lesbians or bisexual girls, and a lot of them were lesbian girls or bisexual girls. And so to have this story where two young girls, you know, it's people that they can identify with, come together in a beautiful relationship, that meant the world to them. And to see them go from being validated and hopeful from this piece of media, and then to see them lose hope and become really depressed when they learn the truth of the game, of the end game content, where, you know, it turns out that Rachel is dead and that she's been buried in the junkyard all along, and that Chloe dies even though she's been given like the short end of the stick for so long. That's just a horrible sensation. You know, and the only way that I can really relate is me being a Chinese American, being Asian. Oftentimes I don't really see people who look like me represented in media, and it does make me feel bad. It does make me feel a bit left out and sort of invisible in a way. But, and anytime I see Asian characters on screen, though, it makes me really happy. I say to myself, wow, look, there's someone who just looks like me, and I can relate to them, and I can identify with them. And so when the movie Crazy Rich Asians came out, I was just so happy. I took my mother to see it, she loved it, I loved it, and then my mom took my sister to go see it for a second time. You know. But that's the only way that I can relate to queer audiences, and I know that they have it worse. Like, that's just something that I have to admit, you know, as much as I want to paint myself as the biggest victim, you know. I would say that queer people are represented more negatively than Asian audiences. While sometimes Asian audiences are either not portrayed at all in games, or they're likened to like negative stereotypes, like the nerdy Asian male, you know, the Asian male who knows karate, knows violin, the smart guy at math or whatever, or, you know, the sexy exotic girl. You know, those are serious negative things, but I don't think they appear in media as commonly as they do for negative queer stereotypes and like negative tropes like bury your gays, or, you know, where queer characters don't have happy endings. And so that's why it's so amazing to have movies like Carol and Moonlight, to have happy endings for their main characters, because without this representation, audiences feel lost. And I'm not trying to say that games are slaves to their audiences and that they have to tell a story that completely satisfies their consumer base, but it is a reflection on the times and the values. But it is a reflection on, you know, the current time and its values, and so I think it's something to really think about. But this game has been really, really great. I'm major kudos to Deck 9 for taking over Don't Nod Entertainment. When I heard that this game was being taken over by a different studio, a different game studio, I was at first very hesitative. I was very hesitational. At first, I was really wary, but as I was shown in the game, they did a really great job. The new voice actress for Chloe nailed it. She really, really understood how Chloe Price works. Alright, and here we are at the very end. The only major decision of this part was you told Rachel the truth. 48% of audiences said that, and then I sided with 52% of other players. You didn't tell Rachel the truth. So it's about half-half. A lot of people were really split on this decision, it seems. Alright, so this is episode 1, 2, 3. Alright, wow. But I'm just trying to think of things to say. My mind's like in a flurry right now. I love this game. On so many different levels, I related to the game. My own relationship with my mother, the introduction of a stepfather figure into my household, feelings of loss. While I didn't lose a parent, I have lost significant others, and to feel that grief, that level of grief illustrated in a game, was very enlightening to me. Like, I could relate, and in turn I could reflect more on my own grief. And so this game was fantastic, and I fully intend on making a review for it when I do have the time and energy. Alright, let's see what's next. Oh, I guess that's it. Okay, so this was the major decision, and then you killed the plant with soda, or you killed the plant with neglect. Okay. You accepted David's photograph. 90%. Awesome. And then the 10% of the people who rejected it, that's horrible. Shame on you, really. There's just no excuse, honestly. You didn't have Drew's money at the start of the day. %. You gave Drew's money to Damon. You returned Drew's money to him. You donated Drew's money, or you kept Drew's money. I'm just trying to think. Did we actually ever get the money? I think we just got there in time to just like be interrupted by Damon, so I'm not quite sure. You visited the Norths at the hospital. Very cool. You didn't visit the Norths. 1%. Okay. You sparred with Drew over pudding. Was there an option to like actually take it? That's pretty messed up. And then you can actually play a little bit with Mikey. I didn't know about that. And there was a donation option. Oh crap, I didn't see that. So I guess we could have accumulated up to like $12.50. Yeah, I didn't see that, and it looks like almost, yeah, no one donated that much money to the Firefighters Fund. You convinced Damon that Sheldon was the snitch. That seems like the majority. There was also Gerald and Thunder. Although I'm not sure who was really the snitch, though. And then there is an option where Rachel met her mother. How, though? I'm trying to think. Like, maybe if we told Rachel the truth and then did better with our dialogue options with Sarah, maybe? Huh. Post-credit scene. Aw. That's so sweet. And those are the photos. Oh god. Oh, no, it's gonna end like this. This is in the bad place. And I guess that's a... Oh, it's a glass table. Okay, I thought it was gonna vibrate off the edge. Yep, but I know what that last scene was. It's when she gets kidnapped and then photographed illegally and super creepily by the photography professor, whose name I can't remember and I don't want to remember. But there is a bonus episode where you play as Max and Chloe before Max leaves, and it's called Farewell. Now that you've completed Before the Storm, say goodbye to Arcadia Bay in the bonus Farewell episode. Oh, that's gonna hurt a lot, but we're gonna do it. To see them so young, where everything is great, where Chloe's father is alive and Max is in town and nothing bad has happened yet, and their future is laid out entirely in front of them. That's gonna hurt. Alright guys, we're done. Finally, with Life is Strange Before the Storm. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this playthrough, and feel free to comment on anything that comes to mind in the comment section below. I'd really love to hear your thoughts about this game. Whether you agreed with something that I said or disagreed, I'd really like to hear, as long as you keep it polite and constructive, of course. But yeah, we did it, and this was a lot of fun. I'll probably play through the first game again. I'm not sure if I'm going to add commentary or not, but if I do, keep an eye out for that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a real blast, and I love this game. It was really, really great. And once again, a kudos to Deck 9 for making this great game and stepping up to the challenge to, you know, take up this great ambition where Don't Nod left off. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Until then. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you want to stay up to date with future content, please subscribe and click the little bell icon to receive notifications of new uploads.